This week on Country Music Junkies, we have a new artist to introduce you to. I'm so pleased to be joined by Cory Marquardt. Thank you so much for joining us, Cory.
Hi, Patrice. How you doing?
So good, thank you, and even better now that we're chatting with you. Thanks so much for getting up early to chat with us. I know in musician land this is a pretty early morning, so thanks for joining us. And where are you today?
I'm actually at my home base in North Bay, Ontario. I'm a bit of a morning person, so I've been up since about 7:30. So
oh my goodness, there you go. We're pleased to have you and pleased to be chatting with you.
Thank you for having me.
You've got a lot of fun stuff going on. I want to kind of start from the beginning and take us back and sort of give fans an idea of where things began for you. Obviously, they started in North Bay, Ontario. But when did you decide that music was going to be a career for you?
Well, as you know, I'm not sure if you know this already, but I played 3 years of junior hockey. So, through those 3 years of junior hockey, I would kind of find myself singing on the bus or, singing around the boys and stuff. And, more than a few times, some of my teammates would say, you got a country voice kind of deal, or that I should maybe try singing. And eventually, that's kind of what happened. As my junior career came to an end, I was enrolled at the Royal Military College of Canada as a fighter pilot, and I was also on the CIS hockey team there. And that's where I kind of found and picked up a guitar and started strumming a little bit. And long story short, it didn't turn out there. And turns out I got pretty good on this guitar and singing. And when I came back home, my brother's girlfriend at the time was managing a small bar here in North Bay. And she just said, why don't you come on by every Thursday or Friday night and play a couple tunes for, a couple $100. And that's kind of where it all started, just reading off a laptop and playing songs. And that was only, that's when I was 21 when I first started. So, that was only about 4 years ago. And now I'm on tour with Aaron Pritchett and opening for Toby Keith this summer.
That is incredible. It's crazy how things can evolve. That's an amazing story of some pretty modern. I know you're going back out on that have turned into some pretty great experiences along the way. So you touched upon the fact that you were out on tour with Aaron Pritchett, and I know you're going back out on tour with him, the Outlaws and Outsiders tour. So let's talk a little bit about that and what that experience was like.
Well, we did 18 shows in 24 days on the road out west. So we went from BC all the way to Manitoba. And, that was one hell of a ride. I enjoyed myself very much. I got to meet, JP and Dan Arnold from King and Cash, and they're a great, group of guys, and also just to get to hang and get to know Aaron a little better and learn from him. And, he's such an amazing guy and such a cool guy to look up to. And, it was a wild ride, and I can't wait to tour Ontario with the Outlaws and Outsiders in June. So I'm pretty excited, and it was a really good time.
Now, both bands that you were touring with, Aaron obviously is a longtime country veteran. I'm sure he had lots of words of wisdom to pass along, but also the guys from King and Cash all have a pretty extensive music career behind them. So what were they able to pass along to you?
Well, Aaron, again, like you just mentioned, being in the music industry for quite some time, just be true and honest with yourself and honest with the people that surround you and that are, on your team and rooting for you. He told us not to get in any serious relationships until we're a little bit older, and to make sure to make it to your morning interviews and be able to perform at 7 a.m.
Right. Okay. Well, that's great. And those are some fun words of wisdom. Now, let's chat a little bit about your debut album. It was just released earlier this week, which is awesome and got to be pretty exciting. The title is This Man. So talk a little bit about that album and what fans can expect from it.
Yeah, well, I'm really excited now that it's out, and, I'm excited to see how country music fans are going to react to it, and then country radio. It consists of 10 songs that I've written over the last few years in Nashville and here in Canada, and I worked on it with great guys like Rob Crosby in Nashville, James Dean Hicks, and of course Denick Chappelle, the guitar player for Emerson Drive, and who also produces Emerson Drive and this album with me, and it was just such a great experience. Again, there's 10 tracks on there, and if I can describe the sound, most artists seem to be doing that pop thing. It's kind of poppy country music, and I'm trying to steer away from that. I'm a big Eric Church fan, big Merle Haggard fan, but so I would say that this sound is like 80s rock metal mixed in with 90s country. So I think it's definitely new edge country music, and I'm thinking and hoping the country fans are going to love it, and I'm very excited about it.
Well, I'm sure they will love it, and I know your first 2 singles off that album that have been released, I know fans are really loving as well, and radio's picking it up. So let's chat about your first single off the album, Smartphone. I know that was released a little while ago, but let's chat about the story behind that.
Well, that one I wrote with my good friends Jason Deere and Rob Crosby in Nashville, and actually they happen to be the same writers on my current single, 21. Smartphone was, we walked into the room and just decided, we wanted to create something new and talk about something that everyone can really relate to. And I think Jason Deere came up with the idea of smartphones, and I came up with that riff, that opening riff that you hear in the song.
Okay.
And the song just kind of built from there, and we kind of just took line for line and had some fun writing this song, and then I came back to Canada to record it with Murray Pulver in Winnipeg, and we created that kind of rocking edge that I was looking for, and it was my first song released to Canadian radio, and a song I really enjoy playing live, and it's really cool to see fans all across Canada singing the lyrics to it, and just when they hear that riff, just to see the fans go nuts is still a thrill every time.
Oh, that's great. Now let's chat about your new single, 21, and the story behind that. I know it's quite a fun song. So Smartphone was a fun song as well, but 21, I think everyone can kind of relate to that to some extent, so let's chat about that one.
Well, 21 is, like you said, definitely a song that everyone can relate to. Everyone gets a little crazy in their youth when they're younger, and some of us still do, like myself and the boys on tour. A lot of people, you gotta wait. 21's that age where you can basically do whatever you want all over the world in a sense. Like go out partying or go to bars, but I always say, let's be honest, I don't think any of us waited till we were 21 to have a couple whiskeys. So, but I think looking back, you listen to your grandparents' stories, to your parents' stories, and even your own. Sometimes you question yourself, how the hell did I ever make it here after all that crazy stuff I've done? So that's where we kind of came up with that line, only God knows how we made it to 21. And again, I think it's definitely, it's got that rocking new edge. Denick really killed it with the production, and I'm very happy with this song, and really excited to see it doing well in Canadian country radio.
Well, fans, be sure to check out This Man, the debut album from Cory. 10 tracks, new single 21, and also the past one you may have heard, Smartphone. Cory, you're heading back out on tour this summer. Tell us what you got planned.
Yeah, well, the Outlaws and Outsiders are hitting the road again. So that again consists of King and Cash, myself, and Aaron Pritchett. We're going to be doing 6 states in Ontario: Tweed, Peterborough, Kingston, London, Barrie, and there's another one in there that I'm forgetting, Oshawa.
Okay.
So we're really excited to get back on the road, and of course I'm excited to show the boys a little bit of Ontario. I'm sure Aaron's seen it a lot before, but Dan Arnold was saying that on the last tour that he's never really been to Ontario or out this way. So I'm excited to show them just how good the country fans are here and how big the country scene is, and to show them around my stomping grounds a little bit. So then after that, when that tour's done, we got a few days of rehearsal here in North Bay, and then we head out to Dauphin Country Fest, where I'm opening up for Jake Owen with Brett Kissel and Gord Bamford on the Saturday night.
Wow.
And Sunday we're closing the night at the beer garden after Tyler Farmer and Lambert. Then we hit the road off to Moose Jaw, where I'll be performing with Toby Keith for both his Canadian dates in Moose Jaw on the 30th, and then July 1st, the Calgary Stampede. And on the 3rd, I have an acoustic show with Brett Kissel in Calgary, and I fly back to share the stage in St. Agathe, Quebec, with Jason Blaine on the 4th. So it's going to be quite a busy run here in June and starting in July. As I'll be doing 6 provinces in that month. So It's going to be wild, and I'm very excited to hit the road and see the boys again and just get to see Ontario and see the country fans here and play some more music.
Excellent. Well, that sounds like you've got a lot on your plate, and if fans want to come see you out on the road or connect with you on social media, I know you're pretty active on that, how would you best like them to get in contact with you?
Well, if you go to my site, CoryMarquardt.com, all the links are there, but Twitter and Instagram is at Cory Marquardt, and Facebook is Cory Marquardt Music. If you go to my page, like it, and leave a comment or shoot me a line, and I look forward to hearing from everybody. So.
Excellent. Well, Cory, thank you so much for your time today. Best of luck with the rest of the tour this summer, and we look forward to staying in touch.
Absolutely, and I hope to see you out on the road.